2.
Meet Dave of Delusions of Grandeur, actor, producer, and director of films like Tales of the Forgotten. He has come to assemble a team of freaks, geeks, and even worse, film nerds, to discuss films ranging from mainstream to downright crazy. There is Tammy, car enthusiast, and Dave's fiance, Dustin, reptile expert and overall horror collector, Jake, environmentalist and fine art film critic, and finally Brandon, a therapist with a love of film that can only be seen as insanity. Together under Dave's leadership, they are inside movies galore. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. After the typing, of course.
Sorry.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting film journey here on Delusions of Grandeur. I am one of your hosts, but today we are going to be continuing the Jaws. Oh, wait a minute. Was it Jaws or Sharknado? I don't know. But let's go over to my fiance and see exactly which movie that we are going to be discussing, because we've been watching a lot of shark movies. So you tell me, Tammy.
Jaws Revenge.
And Jaws the Revenge is the fourth film in the Jaws franchise. At least as far as we know. And it was filmed in 1987 by a Joseph Sargeant. And we have Brody's wife, the original actress that actually played her, I believe. But let me see. Let me pull up IMDb here real quick to make sure of the names here. So we've got Lorraine Gary. She played Ellen Brody. We've got Lance Guest playing Michael Brody. Mario Van Peebles was playing Jake. Karen Young was playing Carla Brody. Michael Caine showed up. We had Judith Barcy playing Thea, the little girl. We had Mitchell Anderson playing Sean Brody, which I believe most of these characters were actually in at least Jaws and Jaws 2. So they reprised, I believe all three of them reprised their roles. Like in between we had the Jaws 3, where different characters played the sons, you know. But here we have some returning characters, some added characters. Lynn Whitfield played Louisa, who was Jake's wife or whatnot. But in any case, let's see what IMDb says about the film before I hand it over to you for first impressions, babe. Chief Brody's widow believes that her family is deliberately being targeted by another shark in search of revenge. That's very vague, isn't it? So,
Yes.
Tammy, if you wanted to bring us into first impressions, go right ahead.
Oh, I'm being attacked right now. Okay. This one's 15 pounds and furry.
So we're not discussing Jaws. We're discussing Paws.
Yes, Diego, settle down so I can do this. I don't remember when I saw this the first time. When did you say it came out?
1987, 3 years after I was born. So you had to have been 15.
I might have seen it with my dad. Maybe that's when I saw it the first time. But, anyways, whenever I saw it the first time, of course, I wanted to see it because I had seen the other ones, you know?
Yeah.
So, I remember at first thinking it was, you know, we didn't have IMDb then, but you still found out, like if you rented it, it would say a little synopsis of what it is and everything, So I think I remember thinking, oh yeah, right, the shark is going to target the family,
Right.
But then as you watched it, it was kind of like, well, maybe there's something to that. So, yeah, I thought it was decent. I mean, it's Jaws, big shark attacking people. There you go.
Oh, yes.
But
Maybe not as big of a body count, but
no, but I do think when we were just watching it, some of the people did some stupid things. It's like once you saw that shark and saw how big it was, you should have just gotten somebody that knows how to get rid of a shark and gotten the hell away from the damn thing instead of encouraging it. But anyways, it was still good. I mean, I think you saw the shark a lot more in this one than some of the other ones. You might not have had that many kills in it, but you actually did see the shark quite a bit. So I think that was a little bit different because in a lot of the other movies you didn't see the shark that much. You saw it kill a little bit here and a little bit there. Otherwise you were, you knew that it did type of thing. You just didn't actually see it happen.
okay.
In this one, you saw a lot of the shark not killing, actually. You saw it swimming. You saw it, come up out of the water and chomp on the boats and,
Yes.
But, yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. It's Jaws.
Okay. Boris, was this a first time watch for you?
Oh, yes. Yes, it was the first time, and I must admit I found it pretty interesting. One thing I found quite intriguing is that the movie has quite a bit of a psychological component. The whole thing about the mother character having traumas and fears and all that, which all comes into play during the final battle with the shark. I found that quite interesting. Uh, didn't expect the protagonist of the first two movies would die off screen, and Sean's death was also pretty shocking. Uh,
Oh.
and otherwise, yeah, even though I often do like some morbidly humorous, spun down deaths in horror movies, in this one I actually found it pretty fitting that there were some deaths, but not more than the plot really needed. So I'd say it was pretty good, even though some things about the final battle kind of confused me. But
Yeah,
I
this
will get
time, this time it wasn't really attacking the beach of Amity entirely.
huh.
It was just going after the specific family members, which was interesting.
Yes,
Well,
if
they weren't even in Amity for most of it.
Correct.
They were in
I
the
believe they were in the Bahamas,
Bahamas.
or something like that.
Yes, they were in the Bahamas.
So it
Yeah, after the initial kill, which was in Amity, then
well, yeah,
the rest of it was in the Bahamas.
they took it to the high seas.
Which makes you wonder how the hell did that shark find them there? You
Right?
know?
well, I think it's questionable if the shark was really after them or if that's just the way Ellen interpreted it. I mean, the sharks that got killed in the previous movies, we don't know anything about this shark being connected to them.
Don't know. All I know is that they acted as if the shark was the shark that was a curse upon the family. You know, kind of, sort of like as if the shark that was in the initial Jaws had not been killed, and it's just that it was coming after her family. So, but me, I I know I've seen this before. We've done Jaws marathons before ourselves, and but it's been a while since I saw it. So I remember Jake and the fact that he wants to go after because he's curious about this shark and why it's showing up in this different kind of water than that kind of shark should be used to. You know, it shouldn't even be coming in the shallow areas where they are. You know,
Yes,
and I believe that Jake and Michael are best friends during this whole thing, and they've become marine biologists, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
But I enjoy this movie for what it is. I don't want to get too much into it because you get to host this one, my dear. But I thought it was interesting bringing back some of the characters, killing off a few, and I thought it was at least a better film than the third one. Okay. Uh,
actually, I agree.
you could tell that there was a little bit of a budget as far as this one goes, but I'm not sure as far as like the shark goes and mechanically how much problems they had with this shark this time around because there were no extras on the DVD that we watched it from. So, but I'm hoping that eventually they put out a 4K of or maybe they already have. I don't know yet, but at least a 4K with extras on like a making of or whatnot of everything. But it it was decent. I thought it was okay. Um, and it did its job. You know, you get to see a few people that eventually became more well known, like Marvin Van Peebles. I know he died not too long ago. I'm not sure when, but I remember his name coming up in the obits. So, uh, but in any case, handing this over to you, babe.
Okay. Well, like we were already talking about, it does start out in Amity, and Sean, one of the sons from the original Jaws, who's grown up, and now he is the officer, one of the officers in Amity, and his mother still lives in Amity, and he gets a call that he's supposed to go take care of this log or whatever that's in the way of the fishermen's boats when they come back. It's like in the channel or whatever, so he needs. There is nobody else at the moment because it's actually Christmas time,
Yeah, it starts
and
out at Christmas time.
everybody's busy. So
So technically, this movie could go for either a Christmas theme or a Christmas in July theme.
I guess, but so he goes to go out and take care of this problem, and just as he's about ready to hook the log and get it out of the way, the shark shows up and first it takes his arm, and while he's yelling at everything, nobody can hear him because there's a choir singing and there's all kinds of festivities and stuff going on shore for the holiday. So basically, the shark just keeps on coming until there's not much left to Sean, and the shark sinks the boat on top of it that he was on.
Well, I must admit, Shaw's death really was unexpected, but it was also a major spoodow.
Yeah,
Well,
and
yeah,
then of
that brought
course,
about the total fears that was within Mrs. Brody. You know.
and then of course, they have to show the log that he went to go get all bit up, and here it is. It's still floating, only it's not attached to the buoy anymore. It's floating on its own.
Yep.
But they have to show the log and all the like marks on it now, and
Yep.
that's all that's left. And well, they have obviously eventually fish what is left of Sean out of there because his mother identifies him.
Well, how would you like to be identified? Find pieces of your son.
Right. And of course, his fiance is inconsolable. But
Yep.
this all
Supposedly they had to uh
sedate her.
sedate her.
So of course, all this prompts a visit from Michael, which is the brother, And Michael actually has a wife and child, and so they're coming from the Bahamas for the funeral. And when Michael gets there, his mom is trying to tell him that the shark is coming for them, and that you know him being a marine biologist, and she doesn't want him in the water at all anymore. She doesn't want anybody that she loves in the water anymore because the shark is coming. It's gonna take even though her husband did not die from the shark, she claims that his heart attack was because of the shark. And now her son died because of the shark, and she's going on about all the people that have died, and the shark is coming. And of course, nobody believes that.
Oh, it's kind of like similar to Chief Brody's protestations about shark attacks and stuff. It's like she's taking up the mantle.
Correct. So after the funeral, they convince her to come back and get away from everything, to come to the Bahamas for a little bit,
Yep,
to
and
take a break.
and in comes Hogue, played by the illustrious Michael Caine, who, if you know anything about him, he's played many things. I do believe that he's played in a version of Jack the Ripper, and uh, I remember him from a movie called The Island, but I mostly know him from uh, the Muppet Christmas Carol playing Scrooge. So, but he's a little bit younger in here. Oh, and I remember him playing Alfred in the Batman: The Dark Knight trilogy.
Okay. Okay. So yes, he is quite a character in here. He's a pilot, but he's got
He's a
lots and
crop
lots.
duster,
Well,
basically.
he says he's kind of like a jack of all kinds of trades, you know.
Yep.
But nevertheless, he's got always got a story to tell. So, and he's quite likable. Like, he's got a good sense of humor. So you kind of connect with him because he's laid back, easygoing, and this is what I do, and he lets the little girl fly the plane with him, and just
he even eventually lets her fly the plane down the road.
Oh
well, yeah,
yeah,
he's
actually,
just a
Uh,
fun
uh,
just a fun guy,
what was the whole thing about Michael distrusting him? Like he did
because
nothing wrong.
because Hogue is known as being a guy who goes and he probably does some illustrious uh, cargo
No,
adventures.
I think that Michael just thought that he was somewhat of a ladies' man because of all the different places he goes and where he's been and everything, and all his stories, and just thought of him as like a ladies' man, and so he wasn't gonna be good enough for his mother.
Ah,
Is
Well,
the
yeah,
way That's the way I took it. That you know. mm,
I also took it as he seemed like the kind of guy to have done some black market dealings with cargo stuff here and there. He's not just a pilot, he's a pilot for hire. So I I get what you're saying, Tammy. I do think that he seemed like he was a ladies' man or whatnot, but
I
I
don't
do
get.
think that they really did connect.
I don't get what you're saying though. I don't get that vibe from him. As far as you know, maybe cargo he shouldn't be having, or I don't get that kind of vibe from him. I get as go lucky and free as he is. I just don't see him being that way.
Okay.
I don't think he would take that kind of a chance. So he just doesn't seem like he would.
Okay.
But anyways, uh, they're everybody's been down in the Bahamas, and we meet Jake, which is Michael's partner. Basically, they're both marine biologists,
Yep.
and
And it seems like they went to school together to become whatever they are.
yes, and right now they're studying snails.
Yeah, sea snails that are like large that appear to have shells out like on the bottom of the ocean, which
Yes.
seems like a very interesting job.
Well,
Yes.
it seems like it's kind of a fun job. Was the rapport between Michael and Jake is quite fun. You know, they like to pick on each other and tease each other. You know, and
Yeah, he
um,
was bitching about him being gone and doing all the work or whatnot. But at the end of the day, I think he missed him. So
well, yeah, that's and it seems like Jake is somewhat of an inventor of gadgets. So
yeah, it
that's
seems like he's invented like this tracking system.
right. So it seems like that's something that Michael gets to pick on him about because I guess sometimes his gadgets don't work. You know, so
Yes.
but
So
yes,
he's not exactly a James Bond Q.
and now
Hmm.
Michael's wife, I forget her name. Um,
Eh,
she's a
is it
sculptor.
couple, baby?
She seems to be a
Ellen,
sculptor. What?
that's her name, Ellen.
Ellen is a sculptor.
Ellen
Oh
is the
wait, no,
mother.
Ellen is the mother. That would be Carly or Carla. Carla is her name.
Okay, so
So
yes,
I did remember correctly.
And Carla and Michael's relationship is interesting because they definitely have a sex. They definitely have a very good sex drive.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, they're young. They're both cute. You know, they already produced a very cute little girl. So why not have a sex drive and see if you can have another cute one?
You always told me interrupting was rude.
So now we're at the point where you basically have met everybody. So you kind of know what everybody is doing and why everybody is there. So um, anybody have anything to say about anybody in particular?
Well, personally, I found the mother character pretty interesting because, like I said, she is the one bringing the psychological component into the story, and that's
She's also the harbinger of doom. You know, a character. She's the one that keeps thinking that there's gonna be something bad happening, like
Well,
soon. It's right
she
around the
keeps
corner, you
getting the
know.
she keeps getting the feeling about the shark, and that the shark has followed him.
Yeah.
I get
I
a kick.
thought you get a kick out of what?
I get a kick out of Jake. I think he's fun. I
Yeah,
like
Jake is fun.
I like the
Unf-
accent that he has, and I just think he's fun.
well, that's Marvin Van Peebles. So, um, I think he's a fun character too. I like his island accent. You know
Yes.
what you talking about, man? You know how we go down to the island. You know.
Yep.
But
So, yep. I believe it is Jake who's down in that contraption, that little motorized thing, and he is the one who encounters, I believe, the shark first,
correct.
and they get him out of there, you know, and he right away is all gung ho because great whites are never in that area. They never are because the water's too warm and this and that. And, come on, we have to you know we have to monitor this. We have to
Well, yeah,
we
he knows nothing about like the how their family has dealt with great whites before, and doesn't have the experience that Michael has had with having sharks attack them. You know,
But I think Michael, after they get him up and everything, and the shark eats part of goes after where they were sitting, and that wooden part of the boat where they were sitting, and destroys it. I think Michael realizes that this is uh, not your typical shark. Besides it being very big, it is not your typical great white. I think you could see it on his face. I think he realizes this is not just your
there's
normal.
something off about this fish.
Yes, not only its size, it's there's something else wrong with it.
Well, yeah.
Somehow, always the Brodies get the unusual ones to deal with.
Well, and it's Jake who convinces him to let him let his friend or let him use his tracking device to study the shark. You know, and because he knew about it ahead of time and knew the shark was around. They missed going to something that was important for his family, which um, I guess while they were futzing around with the shark, it came after the little girl.
Well, yeah, it
Oh,
came over by
yeah.
the beach, and the little girl almost got eaten. But
That
yep.
was another spoodow.
Oh, yeah. Spoon out.
Which, yes, that and during this time, um, what's his name? Hoagie,
Hogue,
Hogue
They were
is
calling him Hoagie most of the time.
Hoagie and Ella and Ella
Ellen.
are getting closer, and they're doing their own thing and everything, and he's trying to he's trying to convince her that, this is all in her head about the shark coming after him and everything, and then this happens, and Michael shows up afterwards, and that's when they realize that the shark spit her out, and Michael has not said anything to anybody, and
they're kind of well, the ladies are kind of pissed that they weren't told. You knew?
right.
Yeah,
Jake's
he's
girlfriend or wife, and Carla are pissed, and at the time, and while everybody is arguing, that's when Michael realizes that his mom Ellen went out to go look for the shark. Now that's the part that I don't get. She went out to look for the damn shark. What the hell is she going to do all by herself?
Right?
yeah,
She's got nothing to harpoon the damn thing. She
yeah,
just went out in the boat, not thinking.
yeah. When I said there were some things I found confusing about the final confrontation, that's what I was referring to. Like,
No
how
plan or
did
nothing.
the
Well,
two
yeah, no plan or nothing. No one that she brought along to help her. I mean, there was
uh,
no Quint along,
Yeah, and
yeah,
even when the shark does show up and she's yelling at it to come get her, and it's like, well, why? What's that gonna accomplish? Why are you
yeah. How
yelling
did
at it to
she?
come get you? It's not like you're
How did
standing
she?
there with something to kill it, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. She had nothing to shoot it with.
What a blithering idiot! That's to me that was stupid. Stupid on her part. The whole reason why she went out after it is beyond me. It's like, why would you go after it when you don't know what to do
Well, if she
Right.
once
had
you get there?
weapons, if she had weapons and stuff, then I would understand. Like, she is traumatized, she is holding a
Well,
grudge
yeah, if
against the
she went
top
after
who
it like
justice.
Rambo, then I would understand.
Well, she tried to
Yeah,
go after it like she was Rambo, only she didn't have any way to get rid of it.
yeah, but she should have at least had some equipment to get rid of it.
She was just
Something,
going like on pure adrenaline but what were you gonna do when it showed up?
right?
Which
Yeah,
they all go out,
I
they all go looking for her.
I know they say hell had no fury like a woman's scorn, but I'm not sure that works on a shark. Yeah.
So I think we all agree on that note that we are all kind of like, what is she doing? You know?
Pretty much. That's the part I found most confusing, and also in the final moment when they apparently killed the shark, when she was having the flashbacks of the kills from the previous movies, I didn't understand who actually killed the shark and how.
Well, she was having the flashbacks, so she wasn't listening to everybody, and they were all paying more attention to yelling at her to maneuver the boat differently than she was, and she in the midst of her flashbacks, she knew exactly where she was trying to maneuver the boat and why. Because when the shark had attacked Jake, um, it had broken that point where Jake was. It had broken that and made it a very sharp point there. And um, So she was looking at that point as basically a spear.
Huh.
And when Michael kept setting that thing off, that Jake's contraption that he did get into the mouth of the shark, and it was supposed to drive the shark crazy. Um,
Yeah.
and it actually did work, and it was actually bringing the shark closer.
Yep.
Interesting.
But yes, yeah. So she did end up, you know, killing it in the end because she used the boat as a spear.
Yeah. She basically because when Jake had actually been bitten off the boat or whatnot, and we thought that Jake had actually been killed. Um, that post or that starboard thing that sticks out at the head of the schooner. Uh, it had a broken piece on it, and it was relatively sharp enough to stab the shark once she rammed it. So
But nobody knew at first what she was doing. They were all yelling at her to, you know, maneuver the boat a different way because they didn't know what she was up to.
Well, yeah, like she couldn't really have seen all that coming, and that she would end up being able to use the boat as a spear. So I think, uh, taking everything into account, it really doesn't make sense that she went out to look for a shark without any weapons, without anything to kill it with.
no, it doesn't. But
I don't think even us watching it, especially if it's her first time watching it, realized what she was up to either until it happened.
I think
Uh,
she had no clue. But then suddenly, when she had the moment to ram it, she wasn't really thinking. And I don't think she was sure that she would be able to do what she was able to do. But damned if she didn't get it, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't even watched this one for a while, and it was like I didn't even actually remember until it was happening what she did either. So I can just imagine somebody watching it for the first time. You're not going to realize you're seeing all her flashbacks and all that, and everybody yelling at her to maneuver the boat and everything, and then this is all like happening at once, and the next thing you know, boom, she
but
speared it, and it's like, wow, okay.
uh,
She
but
Captain Ahab that shit, you know.
what was actually her plan at the very beginning when she went out to look for the shark
She
without
didn't
any
have
weapons?
one. She just went.
Yeah, she didn't have one. She just went. I don't know. I don't know if she thought in her mind, being a mother that's actually distraught right now because of losing a son because of the shark. I don't know if for some reason in her mind that she thought that if the shark took her, the shark would go away and leave everybody alone. Maybe.
Maybe I don't know. She was just crazy at that moment. She went nuts
Yeah, yeah.
for. I mean, every so often you see humans do things that. Why would you do that?
Well,
Why?
that's the only thing I can think of is she in her mind is I think she thought if she sacrificed herself, the shark would leave her family alone or something, because she was from the original. So I think she was thinking, okay, you know, if it takes me, then everybody's safe.
Yeah.
Maybe that was what was. That's the only thing I could think of that was on her mind.
Yeah, but still, why go without firearms or harpoons or something?
Because she obviously wasn't thinking.
Obviously.
Why? We don't know the reasons why a woman goes nuts. Okay?
Because they have to.
They just
I
are.
can tell you why. Because they have to put up with men like you.
Every single one of them is just nuts. They're
Yes,
crazy
because we
beyond
have
it.
to put. Because we have to put up with men like you.
No, all of them are just pure nuts. Just plain and simple.
You men drive us crazy.
Bullshit. But anyways,
Interesting.
nobody drives anyone to do anything. No one puts a puts a bullet to your head to do some of the shit that y'all do. Anyways,
I'll keep that
uh,
in mind next time you tell. Next time you tell me, oh, you made me do this, or you made me do that.
well, that's a different story. Men have that excuse.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Men deserve that excuse because you know what? Men are pure nuts anyways because they fall in love with your sorry butts. Anyways,
Oh my.
uh, but we are pretty
Diego,
much.
Diego, you know who to attack later, don't you?
Well, anyways,
You have to defend your mother.
bring us forward.
Well, we're basically there. I mean, she kills it. The boat, I guess, the boat and the shark explode into
Screw
pieces.
down.
Yep. Somehow the boat is totally wrecked and the shark is totally in pieces too. And everybody lives amazingly, even Jake.
Yeah, even Jake, he's and Michael is like, how the hell are you still alive?
Uh, Actually, I was surprised that both Jake and Hoagie survived, but that was really cool.
I was the first time I watched it. I think the one that surprised me the most was Jake. I
Yeah,
Yeah,
thought for sure
sorry,
Jake
you
was.
thought
I thought
what?
for sure Jake was gone.
but you can't kill Jake. He's like the comedy. I mean, you can't leave Michael without his best buddy. You know.
Yeah,
Well,
the two of them. The two of them are. He goes and gets them and everything, and he's bloody, and they're still ribbing on each other.
Right.
yeah, like when we saw the shark take Jake underwater, and we saw Jake stuck in the jaws, and then we didn't see him anymore. I was kind of wondering how we didn't see any blood or the shark biting through his body or anything, but. I was still somewhat surprised when he came out alive after all.
I did like that moment earlier when Michael was actually down below, and the shark
Oh,
um,
it's chasing them.
was chasing him, and then he went inside one of those sunken vessels that was down there, and it followed him and it looked like it was above him for a moment, and it's like, and then it was suddenly like right behind him. And he couldn't get the door open for a moment, and suddenly he was able to do that, and then finally, and the shark then like crashed through the wall just as he had turned on his tank so that he could shoot up to the uh,
Surface.
uh, to the surface, and
Get
ah,
out.
of course, he's right next to the ship, like smack dab, like close enough for him to swim to it. It's like, isn't that convenient?
Yeah.
so that he can get up out of the water, you know. So
Was there any other moments that anybody else wanted to touch on besides that one?
Who was there anything we missed? I'm not sure.
I think we touched on almost like all of the attacks and everything. So
at least most of the important stuff.
Oh,
So,
there was a moment when one of those random surfers got killed.
oh, are you talking about the one that was on the back behind the little girl, or?
Yes, in the scene when they were looking for the girl, when they thought she might get killed. One of those people on the water got beaten and killed,
yeah,
if I remember.
So I think we're at the end of everything. So what did we think about production overall?
I thought it was pretty decent. I mean, the shark basically seems to follow the looks and everything of the past sharks. I don't. The only thing is, in the some of the past ones, I think the shark might have looked a little bit more realistic, and like when the shark got somebody, you didn't notice any blood like really getting on the shark, which when it's chomping somebody, you think that there would be blood on the shark. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the the shark was how do you the shark was extremely clean.
Well, yeah, it was definitely extremely clean. It didn't even have any scars, did it?
I don't think so. It was
Good point.
extremely clean, you know, compared to the other other movies. So in that sense, I was a little bit disappointed because you know, in the other movies, the other sharks had this wrong with them, or had scars, or had this, or they at least got bloody when they chopped somebody, and this and that. So I think production was a lack, slacking a little bit that way. The shark was just way too clean.
I
Oh,
agree.
indeed.
But I mean, I do like um I do like how many times they made the shark appear and how many times they made it like come out of the water to do things and stuff like that. That I do. I think they did good on it. Just they shouldn't have made the shark look so nice and clean.
Uh, Well, true. Uh,
But
uh,
other than that, I think they did pretty good.
I think they did pretty good as well. I do agree with you that the shark looked like pretty fucking brand new. Like they could have aged it a little bit.
uh,
Um, when they originally like created it or whatnot, but it is what is. I wish there was more of a body count, but I also understand that it works for what was needed. Like you said, Boris, earlier, like there didn't need to
yeah.
be so many uh, added deaths for this one because they were definitely trying to make sure that it was only coming after the family, you know. So, um,
Uh,
I think everything in it worked for what was needed, and the shark when the shark attacked, it did look like it did attack people. So yeah, I think for a shark movie, it's not as bad as it was initial. I mean, a lot of people shit on the last two movies. Okay, I mean, some people love like number four, or actually think that this one is actually just as good as the first one. Um,
Out of all of them, I think the weakest one was 3.
yeah, the weakest one was three. Everyone always says the weakest one was three, and I think it was the weakest one. But you know what? If we didn't have Jaws 3, they probably wouldn't have been able to make the Meg.
And sorry,
Which
they
uh,
wouldn't be able to make what?
the Meg, which is another shark movie,
Ah,
based on a different novel.
A megalodon. Isn't that
Well,
what?
it's a megalodon shark, not a great white, but a megalodon is a much larger shark and prehistoric almost.
oh,
Um, if you look up what a megalodon, a carcharodon megalodon. That's the Latin name for it. But I remember reading the initial Meg book. So,
Well, yeah, the
um,
scene in number 3 with the shark attacking um the when they're sitting there eating, and and the shark comes and attacks the globe or whatever that everybody's in.
yeah,
That scene in particular is definitely, you could see where Meg got the idea.
well, yeah. The Meg basically takes place on an underground in an underground facility that has a glass type partition that looks very similar to that was which was in Jaws 3. It's just Jaws 3. They were at more or less a sea world that was kind of similar to like the Jurassic Park under the sea. You know.
Right. But you
interesting.
can see where Meg got the idea. So
Yep. And of course,
Eh,
we've got the John Williams music involved here, with the. Although I'm not sure we had the.
there was like one part in particular I heard, but it was a little bit faster beat than normal. But I did hear it.
Okay, so it was in it, but not to the extreme that we remember it in the
Yeah, because in fact,
first one.
when it came on, you looked at Diego, and we were messing with him because, well, when Sassy, my kitty Sassy used to be around, you used to play with her and do that at her.
Yep.
You used to
So.
put your hand under the blanket and do the Jaws thing that it was coming to get her.
Yep. The undercover kitty. Actually, I would actually play the actual music, and she'd react.
Right, because you'd have your hand under the blanket like it was coming after her, and she'd go ahead. Diego was just looking at us like, okay, and your point.
Interesting.
He didn't get it.
Okay, so now that we've talked about music, I think we can now talk about favorite scenes and or favorite characters.
Okay.
So, who wants to go first?
Diego.
No.
He's been here for the whole thing. He doesn't get no say.
Nope.
Oh, okay, let's hear Diego. Who are his favorite characters and what are his favorite scenes?
His favorite character is Jake. He likes Jake. He thinks he's funny.
Ah.
Favorite scene? Um, I think my favorite scene is um when the shark is following Michael after it totally crunches the little submarine thing he's in, and it's following them around inside that sunken ship, and
Thief.
you know every way that Michael goes, the shark's there, and he goes this way, and then the shark's there, and it's like, you know, it's and and it's just like stealthily coming, no matter which way he goes, and then it crashes through the side of this sunken ship, and Michael escapes just like at the last minute. I thought that sequence of events I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
So
What about you, Boris?
Uh, Although I did like Jake's humor, I think my favorite character would be Ellen because, like I said, I generally like psychology, and therefore her character was the most interesting to me personally, since she was driven by her trauma and fears and. Things like that. That was interesting to explore. Although, like I said, they kind of ruined it by making her act quite illogical at the end when she went against the shark without any weapons. And favorite scene? Well, yeah, unfortunately, it cannot be the final confrontation because it was so illogical. So maybe I would also go with that scene of Michael facing the shark.
Okay.
okay.
And though I like Jake, and I like his humor that goes on with Michael, I like Hogue. I like Hogue's character. He was fun. I get a kick out of Michael Caine and his roles from time to time. When he shows up, it's always fun to me. But and I have to go with the shark chasing Michael scene myself because that's the part where you see the most action. Uh,
Sure.
although Sean's kill in the very beginning, I thought that was an interesting moment. I did think that the shark actually taking the back rider off the paddle boat with the kids or whatnot. I thought that was an interesting moment, but I thought the Ellen going off into the brave unknown sea after the shark, that was a stupid moment.
Unfortunately.
So I can't exactly fully get behind the reasons why she went after the shark, you know.
The other
But
Yeah,
stupid moment
honestly,
was when they were trying to
throughout
get the
the
shark.
movie, uh,
The
throughout
other
the movie, I did hope she would eventually go after the shark herself, and I expected it to be really badass and cool, like her with some firearm or something, getting the shark down, kind of like an Ellen Ripley moment in Aliens. I was expecting something like that, and it had the potential for something like that, but they ruined it.
I'm honestly unsure how the hell she was able to stab that shark like that. The way that she did with the waves not really being like that, like rough, because the ship would
because
have had to dip real.
because Michael was setting that device off, and every time you set the device off, the shark came up out of the water.
Okay,
So he
now I
was
can see how she is. It's just they did it in clips, and I couldn't exactly see entirely everything, you
right.
know.
But if you think about it, every time he set that thing off, the shark came up. "Arr!" The shark and the shark. "Arr!" It come
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So, but another stupid scene is when they were trying to get that tag the shark with that device that Jake had made, and they were throwing all that stuff in there to get the shark, all the meat and all that junk. That was stupid. Because
Oh yeah.
I think they threw way too much stuff in there and everything to get that shark to come.
Way too much chum.
Yes, that's what it is. And it was like, oh my god, guys, you trying to, you know, attract every damn shark within a 100-mile radius or something?
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what they were trying to do. But they were winging it. They were trying to attract the shark. It's
Yeah,
just,
well, they succeeded in doing that.
yep, they certainly did.
The thing is, none of them knew exactly what they were getting into until it showed up. And I think once it showed up and they saw just how big it was and what they were dealing with, them, I think a few of them had like, "What the hell are we doing?"
Absolutely.
I know if I was them once that sucker showed up and I saw how big it was and saw it, I would have been wherever I could have found on that damn boat where that thing could not have seen me. It's like, get me as far away from that damn thing as possible now.
Oh, it
Oh,
did.
alrighty. Well, did anyone else have anything else to add?
Oh, nothing is coming to my mind.
Okay. Well, hopefully, you ladies and gentlemen that have been following along with us have enjoyed our discussion. If you had a chance to watch the movie, go out and watch it. Let us know down in the comments what you thought of the movie, what you thought of our discussion, and we'll see you next time here on Delusions of Grandeur.
And I guess the next movie is to be announced.
The next movie, I think I'm going to go with Total Recall.
Tammy, what did you say about yours?
She didn't say anything about her. She said that the next movie is to be announced, which is
Ah,
which it's my turn. So that's
and
why I announced
yours
it.
is Total Recall
Correct.
The
from
original?
The original.
1990.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yes. With Arnold.
Huh?
Arnold.
Yep. An Arnold movie.
Oh, cool.
But in any case, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week here on Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy. Everyone say goodnight.
Good night. Good
Good
night. Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Inside movies galore, just makes you just want more. of our week.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.